Good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world coming in from. My name is Julie Watts. I am a triple diamond with a SEA and I live on the beautiful Sunshine Coast in central Queensland. It's not central Queensland, I've moved. Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. And I've been living here for the past 2 years. I think I'd remember that by now. I've been with a SEA for the last 5.5 years, and a SEA truly has totally changed my life in many, many ways. So I'm very happy to be here and introducing these two amazing people. So there's a couple of sections to our webinar today. First, we're going to hear the Redox breakthrough from Stevie. He does an amazing presentation. And then we're going to introduce Dan. He's going to tell his story, and then Stevie's going to come back in with a little bit about the opportunity at the end. And if we've got time, we can have a bit of Q&A in the chat box, or Stevie can unmute you if you'd like to ask a question. So let me first introduce Stevie. So Stevie and Sarah, you can see their beautiful faces there on the screen. Stevie and Sarah are platinum executives with a SEA. They homeschool 4 boys. They now live on the Gold Coast in Queensland and have an amazing life due to a SEA, and you're going to hear about that. They are totally committed to a SEA's mission to better people's lives and be a force for good in the world. They've been in the SEA business, I think, around the same time that I have. Stevie can tell you that. And they truly did make the best decision of their lives when they joined a SEA. So please welcome Stevie Aquilina to do his presentation.
Hey, Julie, how are you?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Thanks very much for the very nice introduction, and you deserve a very nice introduction yourself, because you are an incredible leader that inspires me greatly, and not just here in our country, but around the world as well. You're serving people everywhere, and I know your heart beats for the mission of this company, and I like to walk behind you just to the beat of your drum. So thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right.
Take it away.
All right, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. I'm going to jump straight into this because your time is very precious, more precious than money, because I could refund money if you paid to be here. You haven't, but I can't refund time. So let's not waste it any longer. As Julie said, my name is Stevie Aquilina. And in case you couldn't tell by my Crocodile Dundee accent or by Julie's introduction, my family and I live in Australia, and we're originally from Sydney. But now we live on the Gold Coast, and that was a dream come true when we can make that happen. Excuse me. We're minutes from beautiful beaches, mountains, rainforests, coastal cities, theme parks. We love it. I'm blessed and very grateful for my life and the income, time, and freedom that allows me to enjoy a very great lifestyle with my family. It's also taken me to many parts of the world that once upon a time way too far out of my reach, but the good vibes and good times have not always been the case. I was a difficult, awkward, and weird child to parent and school, and I never made the grades. I was an average to below average achiever. I was often told on a daily basis that I was very stupid and useless. And I figured out along the way, when you're told something often enough, especially when you're young and impressionable enough, you kind of start to believe it. And so later with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track. I became a teenage runaway and a high school dropout. And like I said, with that kind of thinking, I walked myself way off track on life's journey throughout my teens and 20s. The PG version is I had more than 20 different jobs in less that time. For over a decade, I was a very dumb, but very good looking bouncer in what used to be the most popular nightclubs in Sydney, King's Cross, for people that know Australia and Sydney. I was a daydreamer, but not necessarily a daydream believer. I mean, I had big dreams and I wanted to be, do, and have more. I really wanted to give more, but I had little self-esteem, little confidence. And so I'd done little with my life and had little to give. Now, physically, I've always been athletic, mainly in martial arts. Back then, however, I had health troubles, autoimmune disorder, inflammatory issues, severe skin, respiratory, and gut conditions most of my life. Lots of bad injuries. And financially, I got myself stuck in go nowhere jobs with hopes going nowhere, no prospects, no financial security, no financial dignity. And I'm about to tell you how embarrassingly broke I was. Being behind, I've had the phone, electricity, and gas cut off. not able to run my car on anything more than just the fumes of petrol, if I could even afford to run it at all, not able to make the rent, and I've been evicted, and more than once. I mean, embarrassingly broke, and no financial dignity. Now, always believed in possibilities. The problem was I doubted my potential, and so I was trapped, uncertain, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, and unable to be who I wanted to be. Now, as for some fortunate things that have happened in my life, first, I met the girl of my dreams. And right then and there, more than ever before, I was motivated to become more. She believed in me, always told me that I was more. She is the beautiful mother of my 4 beautiful boys, and now I have so much more to be stronger for. And yeah, and they all believe in me. So I guess when you're told something often enough, kind of start to believe it. And I was introduced to this company's life-changing breakthrough opportunity and training, culture and ethos. And the company leaders are extremely successful people. And they believed in me too, and taught me how to believe and become more. And you're going to hear from 2 of them today after me. So, you know what? Today, instead of having health and wealth problems, I've solved them, and I get the honor of helping others to solve them too because of this life-changing breakthrough. Instead of financial insecurity and indignity, I have security and dignity now because of this life-changing opportunity. And instead of being trapped, unfulfilled, unhappy, frustrated, uncertain, and unable to be who I want to be, now I have the ability to believe and become more and give more because this company's training has shown me a life-changing better way. And now I really want to spend the rest of my life doing nothing but bettering people's lives in at least any one of these life-changing ways too. So what I'm going to share with you first is the most significant health and life science breakthrough of our lifetime. Medical experts say this is a very big breakthrough, greater than the discoveries of DNA or penicillin. For 2 decades, science had declared that this breakthrough was impossible. However, now this breakthrough is proven to have enormous potential, proven by renowned universities and world-leading laboratory medical studies. A very, very advanced breakthrough, 15 years ahead of its time. And any health goals, challenges, or problems or concerns you can think of, remarkable results, and drug companies wanted it shut down. More about that a little later. Before I tell you what this is, I want to be absolutely clear about what this is not, because this is nothing like anything else you've ever seen before. And what I mean by that, what we'll be talking about goes well beyond drugs or nutrition, well beyond any type of ingredients or technology you might already know about, because what I'm about to show you is an entirely new frontier, groundbreaking, category creating, true healthcare breakthrough. The ASEA Redox cell signaling technology is a drink that contains active redox signaling molecules. Aside from being a mouthful, what are those? Redox signaling molecules are made by your cells. So they're made in your body. That means they are native to your body. And they are your cellular messengers that affect your cell-to-cell communication, therefore your cell-to-cell operation. And I mean every single system and function, all the way down to your genetic expressions in a positive way. Redox signaling is a remarkable process because it is the actual process that empowers your body to heal itself by telling your cells how to protect healthy cells, repair unhealthy cells, and how to replace damaged cells. Redox signaling molecules also activate your body's immune system to protect against bacteria, viruses, and infection. Redox signaling is what keeps cells functioning at optimal levels. Now, why is this also all important? Because we are all of us, every single part of us, head to toe, inside out, entirely made of cells. We live and die at the cellular level. And redox signaling molecules make healthy cells, which healthy cells make healthy bodies, and healthy bodies make for healthy lives. So redox signaling molecules are the keys to life. Now, that means they are essential for the activation and function of our normal physiology. All of our body's major systems, biochemical and physiological processes, all of it critically depends on redox signaling. And I mean critically, because if all of your cells were to suddenly stop making redox signaling molecules right now, you wouldn't live longer than just a few more mere seconds. Without your redox signaling molecules, life ends. And so if our bodies already make redox signaling molecules, then why do we need to give our bodies more with this drink? Well, it's true. When we're born, we do make an abundance of redox signaling molecules. That's generally why you may have noticed that children have so much energy. And you may have noticed how they kind of run around all day and never stop, and how they wake up the next day and they're not even sore after all that tenacious exercise. And You might also notice they bounce back very quickly when they have an injury or illness. Lots of redox sealing molecules detecting, repairing, and replacing that damage very quickly when you're young. But as we age, along with stress, poor diet, toxins, and all sorts of other environmental assaults, both man-made and natural too, our body's ability to our cells break down is what I should say first. Our cells break down. And because they're making redox sealing molecules, that means our production of redox sealing molecules also breaks down. So our levels of them in our body declines daily. And without as many of these redox sealing molecules giving clear cell signals and instructions, our whole cellular function, protection, and healing process becomes slow. Our cells break down more and more, and so does our health, wellness, youth, and vitality. Now, ASEA takes science seriously and so is highly committed to ongoing research with renowned universities and world-leading laboratories, allowing these outside and independently reviewed studies to prove the potential of ASEA redox signaling supplements, demonstrating the safety and efficacy of the ASEA redox products and certifying them as safe and effective in every body. And ASEA is within a very, very real and significant space of science because redox science is based in Nobel Prize winning research. Since the first Nobel Prize was awarded to these three professors back in '98 for the first discovery of a redox signaling molecule, there have now since been multiple signaling molecules, I should say first, discovered, with multiple Nobel Prizes awarded for research in this field of redox science. And if you went along to pubmed.gov, which is where all peer-reviewed medical studies are published, and you typed in redox signaling, you would see well over 33,000 results. There are more than 1,500 medical textbooks that have been published on redox signaling molecules. And this slide is way overdue to be updated. It's already well out of date because there's around 150 studies coming out almost every single month. So it's very difficult to keep up with this slide. According to medical researchers, as well as reported in the Huffington Post, which specifically wrote about ASEA in this article that I'm showing you on the screen, redox signaling is one of the fastest emerging fields in science that will shape all of our lives in the coming years. And there are now multiple universities who've received tens of millions of dollars in grants to open up redox research centers. There are now global medical conferences and congresses being held about redox. Medical doctors are specializing in redox, with one such professor, a doctor at Harvard Medical School, who has a PhD and title that includes Director of Redox Medicine. And ASEA, outside of all of this, is already way light years, in fact, ahead. And ASEA redox users, they enjoy cell signaling benefits, as we've discussed, which translates to health at its most foundational level. And here's just one example. ASEA redox has been scientifically tested and shown to signal the activation of genetic pathways and affect your genes that improve your immune system health, that help maintain a healthy inflammatory response in your body, that help maintain your cardiovascular health and support your arterial elasticity, that improves your gut health and digestive enzyme production, and that modulates your hormone balance to support vitality and wellness. Now, these genes that we've just mentioned are key in the health of every individual and play a vital role, not just in the 5 mentioned human health areas, but also in dozens of additional genetic pathways. Moreover, ASEA redox has also been scientifically tested and shown to enhance your body's own production and efficiency of antioxidants by up to 800%. Further studies show that ASEA lowers oxidative stress, with the head professor of this university study saying that one of the most important effects of ASEA on disease risk factors is its ability to reduce oxidative stress. And that's significant because all degenerative health concerns are caused by oxidative stress. And from rigorous toxicology studies, ASEA is proven to be 100% safe, 0% toxicity. Why? Because redox signaling molecules are native to your body. They're already in you. Your body already makes them. Just now, your body can't make as much of them as it used to when it was younger and healthier. And so if you have health challenges, or if you have people that you care about who do, if you have a wish that you could look, live, and feel young once again, if you have the very good sense for protecting your health because you don't want to become old and unwell, if you have a goal of having higher levels of human performance, greater athleticism, better in sport, bigger and stronger in the gym, etc., any health goal you can think of, redox users and medical doctors are seeing just remarkable results. But on that note of medical doctors, you don't need to take my word for it. Here are some medical doctors right now. Let's listen to what they have to say.
Redox signaling molecules are like the DNA whisperer. They signal cells to be healthy. And because of age, because of medications, because of toxicity in the environment, you lose your ability to make the redox signaling molecules. So having them with ASEA simply replenishes what your body is doing natively when you were young. You know, I've been in the business for 40 years, and this is the first time that I've ever heard about the redox signaling molecules, which to me is a breakthrough of the 21st century, akin to the electric light bulb in the 20th century and maybe even the discovery of penicillin. Because your body is a redox signaling program, and to be able to replenish it on a day-to-day basis, internally and externally, is not just a breakthrough, it's a game changer.
Health is something we have to earn. What can I do to get to the root of things and really prevent problems from happening? Is it possible? And the answer is yes.
You know, I think most people don't actually really consider their health until it's gone. So it's the choices that we make today that are going to determine the level of our wellness and our health and our healthy longevity tomorrow.
We want to keep people healthy. We don't want to see that deterioration. The whole process of the anti-aging and regenerative medicine that I'm so passionate about is on the premise that we can maintain energy, we can maintain health.
So prevention is key, but people need to value it. People need to understand what it is and take responsibility.
Inside every cell in your body, you're constantly producing negative and positive molecules called oxidants and reductants. And the contraction of that name is redox.
So with these molecules, we're amping up that communication. We're helping that cell signal.
Without these cell signaling molecules, we simply wouldn't do the gene replication that we need, the DNA sequencing that we need. These redox signaling molecules interact throughout the body with every cell that we know.
Every cell in our body needs these molecules for communication purposes. The more balanced they are, the more abundant they are, the healthier we are.
ASEA actually has the combination of the oxidants and the reductants that the body makes. So all we're doing with ASEA is enhancing what the body is already doing.
Having a product, a technology that's native to the body doesn't have to worry about detoxifying it because it knows exactly what to do with redox molecules. It's one of, if not the safest recommendation I ever make to a patient.
They found a way to stabilize them outside the body. And you can actually put them back into bodies that are deficient in those molecules. That's a game changer.
To have something that at its molecular level is native to the body is nothing short of a breakthrough.
This is something that's foundational for health, for every cell. It affects every cell in our body. And not just the cells, but the very DNA within those cells. You know, we talk about the discovery of DNA as being a huge breakthrough, the discovery of penicillin. Yes, these were absolutely huge discoveries, but now we have something that actually goes even deeper.
This is where the future lies, and this is why redox chemistry and supplements that employ this are so powerful.
They literally turn on and turn off, signal every single process in every living cell. And to be able to stabilize a product that allows us to replenish that is just a phenomenal breakthrough.
This has the capability to change the landscape of the healthcare system as we know it.
So now that we've spoken about cellular health from the inside out, let's show you what's possible from the outside in. And that's made possible by ASEA's topical versions of Redox technology. They are Renew 28 Redox Gel and our Intensive Redox Serum. That's the two products on the right. And these Redox technologies are supported and enhanced by the complementary all-natural ingredients products, our Gentle Refining Cleanser and our Ultra Replenishing Moisturizer. That's the two products on the left. But you know what? A picture is worth 1,000 words, right? So let's just show you what ASEA Redox technologies are worth with these amazing health, anti-aging, and age-reversing results. Lines and wrinkles are smoothed out. Elasticity comes back to the skin, as you can see by these pictures here. Skin blemishes, spots, dots, and marks. Irritations, inflammations, aggravations are the signs of poor health to the skin being renewed. Even for young people too, being rejuvenated, improving the quality of life. Even the aftermath of some of these unfortunate conditions are coming back to the proper surface of the skin. This is Rosie, and the dramatic difference that you're seeing in the first two pictures on the left could not be seen by Rosie because Rosie did not take these pictures. Rosie also actually believed that the products were not doing anything. She believed they were not working. Rosie went to see her doctor. That's who told her about ASEA and who took these pictures. And when Rosie told the doctor that the products did not work, the doctor pulled out these pictures and showed them to Rosie. And well, I guess the rest of the story can be seen here, right? Everyone says they want to see how ASEA goes. Fair enough. That makes sense. But Rosie missed the moment by moment changes by not taking pictures. And so she couldn't see how it was going. So please take pictures. That's how you see how ASEA is going. Now, people notice results in different periods. Some in relatively a good amount of time, 7 weeks like Rosie. Others, it could be within 7 days. And many people, in fact, can have a result, an experience in around about 7 minutes. However, some people need to apply more product, more time, more patience, generally when there's more going on with their health. Now, what we know scientifically is that redox signaling molecules are all the same. They're the same in you as they are in me, as they are in animals, as they are in plants, as they are through third-party scientific validation from renowned universities and leading laboratories, proven to be in ASEA products too. Now, studies show that ASEA redox products have an immediate positive effect. They work in every single person, every single time. It would be scientifically impossible for them to not work in you and or hurt you. But what does differ from person to person is the time it takes them to notice the change. Now, speaking of noticing the change, look at this picture very carefully. This doctor did a little experiment of his own on his very own face and used Renew 28 on only half of his face and not the other. Can you spot the difference there? Now, Renew 28 is not just for your face, as you can see here, arms, hands, bellies, buttocks, thighs, and all over. These pictures here are actually from a study by a world-leading laboratory. And this study was done because there were many reports coming in from all over the world from people saying that their cellulite had disappeared while they were using Renew 28. And so scientists from this world-leading laboratory did clinical trials, very, very strict studies, to see if there was any truth to these stories. And what they found was after just 12 weeks, there was a 16% reduction in the appearance of cellulite. And when the scientists did ultrasounds to try and discover how this was happening, they saw that the subcutaneous fat that was causing the cellulite was actually being dissolved from the use of Renew 28. So Renew 28 helps reduce the appearance of cellulite and wrinkles, enhancing skin texture, smoothing the skin, and not just for visibly younger looking skin, but actual healthier skin. Renew 28 helps soothe skin discomfort after things such as shaving or sun exposure and alike. But Renew 28 is not just for the skin, it helps soothe discomfort around the body, and you can know about it in about 10 minutes. If you have some discomfort around your body, rate that discomfort, something that's sore or hurting you, on a scale of 1 to 10. Give it a score of 10 if it's the maximum amount of discomfort you could ever experience. Now, apply Renew 28 on that point of discomfort 3 times within 5 minutes. And usually 9 to 10 out of every 10 people will notice a soothing or reduction of discomfort within approximately 10 minutes. Now, nothing I've said here today has been intended to diagnose anything that you're going through. And ASEA does not claim to treat or cure any diseases. Now, I'll be happy to come back with you a little later on to share with you how with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And the greater the breakthrough, the greater the opportunity. And this is a life-changing breakthrough, one that is allowing everyone to be able to make a living, a significant living, while making a significant difference. But talking about life-changing, you're now going to hear a story that was life-returning, life-saving, and it's really going to put an exclamation mark behind the word breakthrough when we use it here. So I'll hand it over to Julie, if you don't mind.
Thank you again, Stevie, so much for that presentation. It is very, very enlightening, I'm sure, for people who haven't seen it before. So it gives me great pleasure this afternoon to introduce a really special person to you. Dan Doyle is a friend of mine, has been for a while. He has built and sold many businesses, I think 20 or more businesses over his lifetime, and was very comfortable, him and his wife Suzanne, and then life hit him with a curveball, as sometimes it does. And you're going to hear about that shortly. Today, he lives in Hawaii with his beautiful wife. He is an ambassador triple diamond with ASEA, and he is one of the top income earners in the company, and for a very, very good reason. Dan shares ASEA with every single person he meets. He does a wonderful job of that. He does these webinars, I don't know, 5 or 6 times a week to make sure that we are getting this story of this incredible product out to the world. So without further ado, please welcome Mr. Dan Doyle.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Steve. I'm going to throw you in the deep end straight up, Julie. I'd like to mix it up. I'm going to get you back on after me, if you don't mind.
Yes, cool.
Awesome. Awesome. I know there's a few new people on here again, and you've got a very high impact story, as I do, in regards to obviously not just your health, but also what it's done for you guys financially. So if I can come back to you, that would be awesome.
Cool.
Okay. Thanks for coming onto the call, everybody. Dan Doyle from Sydney, Australia. As Julie said, Suzanne and I are in Honolulu, Hawaii now. And wow, what a great journey it's been. 6 years with ASEA now. Amazing, amazing ride. Not knowing that when I lost my health, how things would turn around only 6 years ago. 6 years with this company, what it's done for us, not just health-wise, but also financially. Before I go into my story, I just want to reiterate what Stevie said, that these products that he spoke about are not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. And I know some of you guys are on this call, hear me say this every time we are on the call, but cheekily we say with long-term use of these products, sometimes even short-term use, these products are a cure for skepticism. Certainly cured my father's skepticism in a short period of time, 2 months taking these products. So growing up in Sydney, Australia, great life, great lifestyle, middle class, but my parents done an incredible job of bringing us up, and played many sports. Parents wanted to give us a great education. Unfortunately, I reneged when it came to that. I dropped out of school and used to distract myself by playing many, many sports. This was one of them, bodybuilding, back in the 90s. Sorry, this is back in, wow, time flies when you're having fun. This 1994, I think, that trophy. I was about 24 years old, and round about, probably cut myself short, 1992, that's right. So this is when I was in the health and fitness industry, personal trainer, many businesses in the health and fitness industry, not knowing that this is the start of me being a young entrepreneur and moving into building and selling traditional businesses. Like somebody would flip properties, they would do them up and they would turn them over, do them up and they would sell them. I was building businesses and moving them on. So if we fast forward 20 years of building 20 traditional businesses, employing about 3,500 people, this is a photo of me, not as a bodybuilder, but somebody who still used to look after myself at 44. But this is coming to the end of me being an entrepreneur. The reason for that is I totally lost my health. I didn't know here that I was actually quite sick, or I had a symptom coming on that I found in the next year, which is 2011, which took me to the doctors, and they gave me some really bad news saying that I didn't have one, but 2 major health challenges. And I ended up in and out of hospital in Sydney, Australia for 2.5 years. And what I went through, I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. A friend of mine, Johnny Manor, standing next to me, great kid, 21 years old in this photo, played the highest levels of rugby in Australia, had been through all the hospital visits that I was going through here. He was in remission. Unfortunately, after this photo, he went back into the hospital, lost a lot of weight, lost all his hair, never came out. We lost him at the age of 23 years, young. And at the end of my 2.5 years, my doctors told me to get my affairs in order. And I made a decision to take the responsibility of my health back into my own hands. And what I did some research. Research led to an alkaline diet, taking a lot of nutritional supplements, super juices, antioxidants, alkaline water from a lot of different companies around the world. You would think my body would have been heading in the right direction. I can tell you that wasn't the case. Photo of me, 2 years looking after myself. Photo taken in 2014. A friend of mine called me and said, I think I found something that can help you. Long story short, flew to Salt Lake City, started on this incredible product called ASEA. In 3 hours, my body was expelling things so quick, I had little red spots all over my upper torso. In 12 hours, a 20-year caffeine intolerance had gone away. And in 48 to 72 hours, all the lung damage that I had from what they put me through in that hospital, where I had trouble breathing and talking at the same time, my lungs were functioning perfect. Went back to Australia, kept drinking the product. 12 months later, this is 2014 to 2015, this is a year later, doctors told me no sign of those two major health challenges. Not only that, multiple injuries from playing sports, they were turning into that crippling issue as we get older, had gone away. 20 years of pollen problems, sneezing, runny nose, and a whole list of other things. My whole body was rebuilt top to bottom. Fast forward another 2 years, this is me looking a lot younger again. So you can see the anti-aging side of what this product does. So if you go back to 2014, when I had no health, 2015, 1 year on the product, 2017, 3 years on the product, you can see what I was looking at these particular times in my life was a reflection of what was happening on the inside at that time. So incredible journey back to health and back to looking younger, feeling younger. Things evolved along the way. I ended up adopting the business model that is behind this incredible breakthrough. And that happened organically. That happened because it became a responsibility with what I knew to help others. So I started sharing this with others. And what happened was the company started sending me thank you checks, and I invested those thank you checks back into my own health. And it was because I was buying more product and using more product in the situation that I was in, saturating my body with these amazing little molecules, got into the damage, body knew where the problem was, signaled my body to heal itself. Not the product, it was the molecules telling the body where the problem was. I believe that this is the most compelling business opportunity we'll ever see in our lifetime. I have said on many occasions, this is a perfect storm. We have been going through some incredible unprecedented different times in the last 12 months. And hasn't that flown, although it's gone slow at the same time with how this has impeded people, stopped people from moving forward in life, stopped people from doing what they do normally, losing jobs, losing their businesses. And in bad economic times, people are always looking at their health. They will always find money or always looking for a solution to their health problems or what could be a health problem. So that's always a priority. There's nothing that comes close to what these molecules do for the human body. And not only that, we have got a compelling business opportunity which you can actually build from home. Before Stevie comes back on, Julie has got an incredible story herself. Love her to share that. Another testimonial, not too dissimilar to mine. And not only has incredible health benefits and obviously what she's seen with what this has done over so many years for others, but also what this has done for her from a financial point of view as well. Julie, I'll hand back to you and then we'll hear from Stevie to close out.
Cool. No worries. Thank you, Dan. Thank you for your amazing, amazing story. It's always incredible to listen to. So guys, this is my ASEA journey, and this, yes, I did have an illness, something similar to Dan, and had similar treatment, but that was before ASEA. It was a long time ago. But I did have a huge amount of treatment for that illness, as you can tell, and even prior to that, I had a lot of abnormal cells cut out of every part of my body, face, chest, back, arms, legs, everywhere. And because my immune system was so compromised after this illness and the treatment, they just got a lot worse because my immune system just was not keeping them at bay. And you can see all the previous scars from other abnormal cells being removed, and then a lot of my nose and another part of my cheek. And then while my nose and cheek were healing up, they actually needed to take more out of my forehead. And you can see how pulled up that is, because that scar there is this scar here, and it's just constantly pulling up. And the doctor actually broke the sutures 3 times while he was trying to get that together. And he basically said, look, we can't take any more out of your forehead, surprise, surprise. So we started to do some other treatments that I had also had previously as well. And this is one of those treatments that I'd had several times. A lot of you would know about it. It's a cream that you put on the outside. And this one actually excites the immune system from the inside, and it reacts wherever there are abnormal cells. So that's one treatment that I had several times. Pretty much looked like this every time, except in different areas. Sometimes in the same area again, because those abnormal cells just were not going away. And then this was the last treatment that I had, and it actually, I love this picture. Most people would hate this picture. And it would horrify some people. But I love this picture because it was the picture that had me introduced to this product. I put this picture on Facebook, as you do, saying, you know, if you don't want to look like me, stay out of the sun. And I was contacted and introduced to Renew 28. So I'll be forever grateful for that phone call, because I started using Renew 28 and I used that for a couple of months, and it was amazing. And I healed up faster than I normally do, and my skin is great now. And then I started taking the supplement, and I had a lot of other health challenges that I'll get rid of that horrible picture now so you don't look at it. I had a lot of other health challenges as well. So when I first started on ASEA, I started to feel more energy quite quickly. My fuzzy head cleared up amazingly in the first couple of weeks, and to be honest, I didn't even think I had a bit of a fuzzy brain, but when it clears up, you really notice it. It's quite incredible. And then I just went on using the gel and taking the supplement, and it was about 9 months after that I started to come off medications for all sorts of things. And little did I realize that just, you know, taking this supplement over time was really, really doing things, because my doctor was saying tests have improved, you know, stop this medication, bring this medication down. So I got off all of the medication that I was on, and it truly, truly has changed my life. I took the product for 12 months before I shared it with anybody, and I'm really sorry that I did that now. So if you start taking it, please don't wait to share. There are enough stories and proof out there that this product works. So yes, I started sharing it after a year, and I did that because people started asking me what I was doing, because I wasn't sick and I wasn't having things cut out of my face and anywhere else in my body. So I started sharing it part-time while I was working full-time in a real estate agent, and around that time, some really nasty stuff happened in our town, and my husband and I were getting ready to retire, and we had a lot of property. That was our portfolio. It was our, you know, our retirement scheme, really, because we were in real estate and we collected real estate over time, sadly all in our hometown, which you would never ever have thought what happened would happen. But we did have a massive downturn in our town for several reasons. And, you know, units lost 50% of their value. Houses lost 50% of their value, and units actually lost 80% of their value. So it was a massive downturn, and it really put us into a spin and not able to retire. So I started actively more, you know, because I had a good reason to build the ASEA business. And in just a few short years, it has totally changed our lives. We are now, well, I'm not retired. I'll never retire from my ASEA business, but my husband is happily retired. He has his dream. He lives on a golf course on the Sunshine Coast. He has a brand new buggy that he drives out the back gate whenever he wants to go and play golf, which is nearly every day, which is fine by me because I can work. So, you know, it has changed our lives dramatically in so many ways, health-wise, absolutely, and also financially. So just from sharing, just from telling people about this product, and the world needs to know about it, because still less than 1% of people know about this product. It's a really well-kept secret, and we're trying to make it not a secret. So please think about helping us do that. And back to you, Dan. Where's he gone? Okay, he's not there. Alrighty. I'm going to hand over to Stevie, because Stevie's going to tell you a little bit about opportunity. So Stevie, if I could get you back on to talk about the opportunity, that would be great. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Julie, for sharing your story, and you too, Dan. Significant stories, and now out there making a significant difference and being rewarded in significant ways. Yes, you know, these two leaders that you've just heard from are very successful financially, but really, I don't think that's how they count their success. I think they would both agree with me that everything that they are awarded and rewarded is just a direct reflection of the lives that they've been honored to change. And that's the true reward. But hey, everyone needs money, and it's good that they're able to live good lifestyles now too. But yeah, certainly from making a difference in people's lives first and foremost. And you can too, because the truth is that with every great breakthrough comes great opportunity. And ASEA is a life-changing breakthrough. Hopefully you've been able to see and feel and hear that by now. And that's created a life-changing financial opportunity behind all of it. And that is to make a living while bettering people's lives. So as for the products, again, ASEA is the world's first and only redox signaling supplement for two very simple reasons. One, for nearly 3 decades now, no one other than just one man, Dr. Gary L. Samuelson, who's a medical atomic physicist, no one but he has been able to figure out how to create and stabilize redox signaling molecules outside of the body. In fact, for the 2 decades before Dr. Samuelson's breakthrough work, science had declared this was impossible. And two, ASEA is heavily patented, but not only is ASEA not legally allowed to be copied because of its patents, but ASEA can't be copied because there's no way to look into a bottle of ASEA and figure out how to reverse engineer it, figure out how to make it yourself. Because there are trade secrets in the making of ASEA. They're not in the bottle. And so it can't be copied. And that means we have no copycats. And that means we have no competition. And that means no one in the world has what ASEA has. No one. And that means no other products in the world can do what ASEA does. None of them, because nothing else in the world has redox in it. And therefore nothing else in the world can get to the depth and level of achievement in the human body as what ASEA can. Because ASEA is redox signaling molecules. And because redox works in everybody, and because everybody needs redox, and because nothing in the body works as well or at all, in fact, without redox, and because redox can't hurt anybody, and because no other products can make that claim, no juice, pills, super shake, fancy water, CBD oil, whatever it might be, that means that ASEA holds massive opportunities across all health science sectors above everyone else who is trying to serve those industries. And it doesn't matter whether it's healthcare or wellness, sports science, athletic performance, beauty, skincare, aging, longevity. These are multi-trillion-dollar industries, by the way. But again, ASEA is the only company in the world that everyone in the world and throughout these industries can get a redox supplement from, and it's what they really need. And so ASEA is really an entrepreneur's dream. Our mission here at ASEA is to better people's lives and to be a force for good in the world. We can't do that on our own, so we look for people to help spread the word. And ASEA gives you the opportunity to earn money just by sharing redox with others. So for people who are looking for either an extra, part-time, full-time, big-time, or legacy-leaving income, for people who have dreams of a better life, income, lifestyle, there are levels of commissions to meet whatever levels of ambitions to be able to afford making your goals, dreams, and desires a reality. And ASEA helps you create income that is both residual and leveraged. You receive a residual income, not just from the first, but from all of the ongoing repeated purchases made by every single person you refer to ASEA. And because you can refer as many people as you like, and because those people can buy as many products as they like, month after month, year after year, then the residual income potential is unlimited to you. On top, you also receive unlimited leveraged residual income from all of the repeated purchases made by every single person that your contacts and others also refer. And because there's no limits to how far and wide and deep these referrals can go, and because those referrals can make as many purchases as they want month after month, year after year, it's unlimited. Just like when you recommend good movie, TV series, restaurant, cafe, book, homewares, beauty products, health products, whatever. It is natural that people tell people who then tell even more people, and it goes on and on. Word of mouth is the oldest and still today the #1 most powerful and effective and most trusted form of marketing in the world. There's no limits, especially with how connected the world is today. Word spreads worldwide. ASEA is currently in 35 countries and opening new markets every year. And based on the existing trends, annual turnover is projected to exceed $500 million in the next 5 years. Now, if you really truly understood the power of residual income, you would be willing to walk through a brick wall to get it. But if you came from where I came from, you'd probably be willing to crawl through broken glass first and then get up and run through a brick wall to get it if necessary. Residual income is impressive. It's very cool. A nice part of, Dan and Julie's story is the life that they are able to lead now. But more so than it being cool, residual income is very, very important. You have residual bills, but do you have a residual income to keep up? Do you know what happens to most people by the time they're 65? Most of them don't figure this out. Out of every 100 people, only 1 is wealthy. Only 3 are financially secure. 7 must still work to survive at 65. And they're not working because they want to, but because they have to. They're a slave to the dollar. And worse still, 74 out of every 100 people are dependent on welfare by 65. And so does that sound like a good retirement plan to you? What's going wrong, do you think? What's one of the main financial principles the top 4% seem to have figured out that the other 81% didn't? Well, they figured out, I've got residual bills, I need residual income. You see, because one of the secrets that's really not a secret is you need to figure out how to make money that is no longer dependent on your paid by the hour, selling your precious time for money, labor intensive or own activity job, otherwise known as active income. Because the truth is, sooner or later, eventually and inevitably, you won't be able to be as active as you are right now. And therefore, you won't be able to have as much active income as you have right now. In other words, you won't be able to sell as much time as you're able to sell right now, and therefore you won't be able to be paid as much money as you're being paid right now for that. And this may be more concerning if you're not earning enough active income as it is already. And this is a big problem, one of the biggest problems that 81% of people get trapped in. Bottom line is, money is an excellent servant, but it is a terrible master. If you do not find a way to make money while you sleep, you'll never retire. You'll be a slave for money until you die. Now, I'm not saying jobs are bad. If you truly do love your job, keep it. And a job is a good place for most of us to start. But regardless of whether you do or you do not like your job, either way, find a way to make money outside of what you're currently doing that won't interfere with what you're currently doing if you love it, because only relying on a single source of active income is not smart and dangerous to your financial security. Exhibit A, the last 12 months, right? For some people, unfortunately. So look, for people who are smart, who've been wanting to be in the right place at the right time, or who are able to recognize a good thing when it's coming their way, or who decide to take control of their finances, their freedom, and their security more than ever now. For people who aren't happy with the amount of money that they have or how they're forced to make it. For people who have dreams and want a better life, ASEA is a significant opportunity to have a significant impact in people's lives and be paid a significant residual income from the inevitable growth of its global expansion to afford you those dreams and give you that real freedom. There's nothing better than making a living from bettering people's lives. And that's what you get to do with ASEA. Who we become and what we do is the biggest reward, over and above any riches it will make us. Now, you can make really great money here, that's for sure. And you can even be rewarded on top with all expenses paid trips to 5-star luxury locations all around the world and have a really great time, meeting great people, making great friends, family members, really, having a great experience and a great lifestyle. But you know what, really at the end of the day, it is the effect we have on others. That is one of the most valuable currencies there is. And that is the heart of ASEA. The beating heart of ASEA. Because the truth is, after big pharmaceutical companies were shown tens of millions of dollars and 17 years worth of powerful research and clinical studies proving ASEA, those big drug companies offered to pay ASEA huge sums of money for the sole rights, exclusive rights and ownership of the ASEA Redox technology. However, those drug companies wanted ASEA to shut down and to take everyone off Redox. But thankfully, the founders of ASEA, Virtus Norton and his son, Tyler Norton, they had the great foresight to see very grave consequences in such a deal, because Virtus and Tyler saw people people who went from severe health challenges that once left them and their doctors feeling hopeless to then experiencing life-changing power from Redox. And when Virtus and Tyler saw this, they were filled with a great sense of purpose and responsibility to get this breakthrough for humanity out to the world. And so Virtus and Tyler felt that they couldn't in good conscience sell out. And so that's why they didn't. They said no to the payout and yes to the people. You see, for Virtus and Tyler, what had once started out as just a very big business play had now become more. The CF founders turned down the huge sum of money from big pharmaceutical companies, deciding to go the supplement route, the health route, rather than the drug route, in order to expedite the availability of this technology globally for you and me and everyone, making it available immediately to us all without a prescription. And one of ASEA's foremost guiding principles was demonstrated here, as is perpetually demonstrated in every decision they make. And that is to always put people and principles before ego and economics. Now, the ASEA founders and corporate team come from big backgrounds, up to Fortune 50 backgrounds. They're exceptionally experienced. But their corporate soul revolves around putting people first, having an impact, making a difference, helping others to believe, belong, and become more, and to be a force for good in the world. So you're in very good hands. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Let them know what stood out to you the most. If you have any questions, ask them. They can point you to where you can find the answers very easily. There's plenty of university studies, but most importantly, there's hundreds of thousands of real people's life-changing Redox experiences for you to see that ASEA is the real deal. So if you want to live happier, healthier, younger, stronger, longer, you may just want to become an ASEA customer. However, if you have dreams and desires, if you want to be, do, have, and able to give more, if you want to help people be happier and healthier, if you want a better life, income, lifestyle, if you want to increase the prosperity of the planet, if you want to make a difference in the world, become part of this Redox reality, and you can, and you will become more. If you'll just pass this information on for many, many others, just as someone has invited you here to have it passed on to you, you can and you will better the lives of many, many others, and your life will become better in many, many ways. So thank you very much for spending this time with me. May you always be happy and well. And thank you so very much, Dan and Julie. I appreciate you both. Well, let me stop this tremendously. Thank you.
Same goes for you, Stevie. Absolutely. You're amazing. Absolutely amazing. So I'll just quickly have a look. Commonwealth Bank just might be okay. Poor old Dan is tied up doing something, but that's okay. We can finish without him. That's all right. So if there's anyone on the call have a question for either Stevie or I at the minute, you can type it in the chat, or you can raise your hand and Stevie can unmute you. But hopefully we've actually answered most of your questions in our presentations and in our talks. So no raised hands there, Stevie.